We will start with the first presentation from Mr. Yasser, who holds a BSc degree in mechanical engineering, have over than 17 years of experience in the field operation and maintenance of water and wastewater facilities. He conducted several training programs and consultancy services in the field of water and wastewater operation and maintenance and energy efficiency improvement. Mr. Yasser is the manager of wastewater and maintenance departments at Aqaba Water, and he is the chairperson for Aqaba Water and Energy Committee.
Thank you.
Yasser, please.
Thank you. Actually, we have some modification for our presentation. So me and Mr. Khaled join our presentation together because we want to say it's a roadmap for ACWUA in regarding the energy efficiency. So we called it ACWUA Energy Roadmap. So we will still the same concepts, the same topics by guideline and reader, then by our case studies or the implementation for ACWUA Energy Guideline for water and wastewater utilities. So I will start my first part of this roadmap by the establishment of the guideline and the reader. Then my colleague Khaled will continue with the case studies implemented recently or under implementing, actually, because the final report is still now under processing in Jordan, for Jordan and Lebanon. So we will start our, or we can say our, because ACWUA it's ours. ACWUA is, we are all in Arab utility under the umbrella of ACWUA. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome for this presentation. Let me start from the opening for this conference. In the opening session, we heard from His Excellency, the Minister of Water and Irrigation, the Jordanian Water and Irrigation Ministry, Dr. Hazem Nasser, and the speakers, His Excellency Dr. Khaldoon, and the Ministry of Palestine, Water Ministry of Palestine, and the fourth speaker from Arab community. They told all of these speakers concern or focusing in energy in water and wastewater field as a most important challenge aspects in order to improve our performance in water and wastewater situation. ACWUA maybe start this concern or focusing in this concern early 2014 by establishing the Energy Task Force based on ACWUA founding, important founding in this case. So let us start with ACWUA Energy Efficiency Roadmap. Why we called it roadmap? Because actually it's started from a guideline. This guideline should provide hint or assistance for the Arab utilities to improve or for energy in energy efficiency sectors to improve their performance in this topics or in this field. Then we start with reader. Reader is ACWUA also try to collect the best practices in these sectors from the Arab utilities in order to assist utility staff or utility employer to use this guideline by showing the experience from the other Arab utilities. Then, in order to examine and to find a weakness in this guideline, because it's the first guideline in energy efficiency in Arab countries, or applied in Arab countries. So ACWUA trying to implement this guideline to have a feedback from the field, from the utilities, how this can goes, what modification should do, or we should do to improve this guideline to be a useful guideline in these aspects. So, as I said, due to the energy situation among ACWUA member countries and its impact on water and wastewater feed, ACWUA starting focusing in these sectors as a leverage of water utilities performance. We're taking into consideration the energy facts. Most of or not the most, around 30% energy sharing the operation and maintenance budget by 30% of this cost. The dramatically or the increasing rate for the cost for the energy cost here in Jordan, year by year we can find or we can touch cost tariff increment, and I think this is the situation that in the other Arab countries, the availability and affordability for the energy resources. I said that before this session, some of Arab countries they don't have our chance within energy resources. If we talk about maybe Palestine, talk about Lebanon, talk about Iraq, talk about maybe now Yemen, they have a big challenge in finding energy resources. Energy efficiency is of increasing concern in managing water and wastewater utilities. ACWUA founded for this purpose task force, energy efficiency task force from 15 members, represented 10 of ACWUA member. This shape of, or this pool of experts from the Arab countries actually is to enhance or to improve and to bring the contribution between the experience along Arab countries to share their experience to establish or to create this guideline with assistance and help from our colleagues through GIZ, like DWA and other expert and consultant agency. ACWUA want a project of GIZ that start from want project funded by GIZ support the energy efficiency task force through the process of the capacity development that aims to develop instrument to enhance. This is the target at that time to develop the instrument. The instrument now is the guideline and the best practice is the reader, and the cases from is what will come from the implementing this guideline. Energy task force components to develop regional guideline for energy efficiency, train energy efficiency expert in the region. Me and Mr. Khaled, we are members in energy task force, and we have another colleagues from Egypt, from Morocco, from Algeria, from Palestine. All of them share this opportunity to in capacity building regarding energy efficiency. So at that time, ACWUA and GIZ thinking about create a pool of energy experts so they can work together with ACWUA to help or to support other Arab utilities. Increase knowledge and share experience in energy. This is come by the reader. promote their application in MENA region and test and implement the guideline in pilot utilities. As I said, because it's the first time to have this guideline, it's important to implement or to examine this guideline, how it can fulfill or matching with our condition and our situation. Maybe if we based on international certification or an international standard or aspects in guideline, maybe it will be not the right it will be not the right way to improve or to find a fruitful guideline to be applied in Arab countries. Some conditions, some circumstances, there's some difference between Europe, between USA and Arab countries in terms of tariffs, in terms of responsibilities, in terms of many things, even the utility management approach for the water and wastewater utility. So we start with the first step, guideline. In a guideline, energy efficiency in water and wastewater utility. The guideline is a practically oriented step-by-step description for realizing energy efficiency improvement measurement in water supply utilities of the MENA region. This guideline I will show the steps for how to go through this guideline. We try to start because with a basic steps in this guideline, so we can get benefit or the water utilities can get benefit from the guideline. It's depends how much you can get benefit. It depends on how much you have experience. Maybe sometimes how much you can afford. Let us say funded or finance for this study or for this implementation. So, but to start from from small utility to the biggest utility, this guideline try to contain these aspects. So it was developed between 2014 and 2015 by a German consultant and expert from water sector institution in close with cooperation with ACWUA energy efficiency task force members. We conducted a lot of workshops, capacity building programs. We shared the experience with our friends from this German expert. They gave us their experience in this field, and through creation or through do this guideline, a lot of members try and implement aspects of this guideline in order to enrich their experience and come back within the next workshop to improve and continuous improving for their skills in these issues, in these aspects. The guideline take into account existing German, European, and international standard. Okay. We're thinking we cannot stay away from international standard by create our own standard based on our condition. As a benchmark, if I can say that, we thinking we should take in our consideration the situation or the condition in Arab utility, but looking forward to reach the international standard, because this aspect will becomes or actually it's very important issue in terms of cost, in terms of process affordability and availability for our water and wastewater sectors. So we tackle with the international standard in this, for this aspects. Guidelines come by energy with main four steps: energy check, energy analysis, and energy auditing, then energy management system. Energy check, it can done by the local staff for each utility with just small training or capacity program. They can start energy check, and we put this to create a culture in utilities, not just I'm sorry to say that, our engineer and operator sometimes just focusing on off or process conditions. They don't take up, they don't care about the energy, to focusing energy, to monitoring what they do. They do thinking about keep this system running without any aspects without any care for other aspects. So we need to create this culture between our utility staff. No, you should now start focusing in your process and take in your consideration the energy, because it's an important issue for you. Then we will start go to the another above step or level by energy analysis, then by energy auditing and energy management. We will talk shortly about each of them. Energy check, the first and rough evaluation of energy efficiency by using a few and easily calculated key performance indicator. Again, I talk from my experience. I work in this sector since 2000. Most of our regulator focusing mainly on the quality and the customer satisfaction or the customer relations, how you billing. They talk about money and maintenance, let us say, or the customer satisfaction. Now we start to create or to follow key performance indicator in energy aspects. So we start focusing in main performance indicator for energy consumption. The energy check is usually conducted by the facility operator himself and repeated regularly, annually. It's whatever they decide, or it's depend on their situation to discover a trend on energy efficiency and determine a component with a high priority for further investigation. Again, this can also help if we talk about energy check, which can do by the staff. It's just need some experience, some skill, just a little bit of skills to be improved or to knowledge transfer. Then we can have a staff can do this energy check again. And also if there's no budget within this utility to start, because this is the dialogue each time. Yeah, I know we have some problem in energy, but we don't have the money to start this improvement. So where you should start, or when you should start energy check, maybe it's the first step to determine this issue, to start in this area, and at that time to utilize your budget and bring feedback, payback, or bring the benefit for you, so you can use this benefit for next improvement, for the next part, or for the next